Being the son of a professional sports player might be one of the best experiences that any person could think about. And if your father happened to be one of the best to have ever played in the NBA, then you might probably enjoy a lot of opportunities that other kids couldn't even dream about. But what if that could hurt your future? What if you were trying to build your legacy in the shadow of your father became a challenge for you to overcome? How would a teenager handle such pressure? Stick with us as we take a look at the brutal reality of Bronny James. Background: LeBron Ramon James Jr., better known as Bronny James, is the oldest son of NBA superstar and Los Angeles Lakers player LeBron James and Savannah Brinson. He's a 15-year-old basketball player that currently stands at 6 foot 2 inches tall and plays as a combo guard. He started his high school career in 2019 with the Sierra Canyon Trailblazers, where he averaged 4.1 points in 15 minutes per game during his freshman year, while also being the only player on his team to appear in all 34 games of the season. Being part of a team that included other high-profile prospects such as DJ Boston and Zaire Williams, as well as Zaire Wade, the son of former NBA player and good friend of the James family, Dwayne Wade, Bronny's playing time during his first year was scarce throughout his freshman year. Still, he became an essential part of the Blazers' rotation, providing great play and a calm behavior on the court while coming off the bench. The best example of this came on a game against his father's alma mater, St. Vincent St. Mary, where he scored the go-ahead bucket and was named the game's most valuable player. His game has already drawn a lot of comparisons to that of his father, and while it's still developing, we've already been able to see some similarities and differences among the playing style of both. LeBron's facilitating instincts are right there. Bronny has already shown that he's not only a passer capable of setting up his teammates for easy buckets, but also a willing one. His court vision is one of the best assets, and he seems to have all the skills to become a creator just as good as his father. James is also a team-first player. Their approaches are a little different. LeBron is one of the best passers you can find on the league, but that hasn't ever stopped him from attacking the basket and putting opposing players on his highlight reel. On the other hand, Bronny seems to enjoy having a complementary role on his team. While this might be influenced by the fact that he's played so far with several other super talented players that are also older than him, he seems not to be as aggressive when it comes to scoring. But that doesn't mean he can't get a bucket when needed. Bronny is capable of driving to the basket and pulling up whenever called upon. In fact, it is believed that his shooting is already better than that of LeBron at his age, something that even the king himself has acknowledged. This, along with his dribbling and passing abilities, turn him into a versatile offensive threat, something that is complemented by his calmness and his ability to keep his composure on late-game situations and to become a steady voice for his teammates when tensions on the court are at the highest. His high basketball IQ and the athleticism that he's developed so far also allow him to have an impact on the defensive end, something that could become a greater part of his game as his body and his skills continue to grow. Whether he develops into an all-around player or sticks with a guard-oriented play might depend on whether his body grows to become one that's more similar to his father or not. Still, the skills and the brain to become a great basketball player seem to already be in place. Regardless of this, just like any kid of his age, Bronny is far from a finished product, and we won't know whether he might be the next great NBA legend or not until a few years from now. But one certain thing is that the hype around him won't stop because of that. Many are waiting to see his next steps, and some have been doing this for many years. A few years ago, it was revealed that a couple of college programs were already interested in recruiting Bronny, something that disgusted LeBron as he commented that recruiting a 10-year-old should be a violation. A year later, it was revealed that he already had offers coming from Kentucky and Duke. He's also been included on a few scouting reports for the class of 2023, the year he's expected to graduate from high school, though he might be able to skip college if he decides to. Current NBA normative states that prospects must wait at least 1 year after they graduate from high school to declare for the draft. But Commissioner Adam Silver has talked about the possibility to eliminate this rule by 2022. If that were the case, Bronny and several other prospects would be able to declare to the draft as soon as they graduate, just like LeBron did back in 2003. This would surely mean some bad news for college basketball, but somewhere there's someone who might benefit from this scenario. LeBron has stated on multiple occasions that one of his dreams and the ultimate personal goal in the latter stages of his career is to be able to eventually share the court with his oldest son. For this to eventually take place, various things should happen first, such as Bronny actually finishing high school and being drafted by an NBA team, and LeBron still being around on a team while being close to 40 years old, something that as of today seems completely reasonable. If this were to happen, LeBron James Sr. and Jr. would become the first father and son duo to simultaneously play on the league, and there would probably be many teams interested in adding one or both members of the James family to their rosters. The challenge: But while this might seem like a dream scenario for some, could it just be adding up to the already humongous pressure that's currently on Bronny's shoulders? The fact that millions of people are constantly tracking your every move to see how you succeed or fail might be an attractive idea to some, but others understand how big of a burden it can become, and his father is among the second group. As one of the greatest NBA players and athletes of his generation, LeBron's every move has also been scrutinized from the very first moment he showed glimpses of potential stardom, and many different standards have been put on him to accomplish. Having already been through that, LeBron knows how it feels to carry such amount of pressure, but he also admits that he feels guilty for unintentionally adding some more of it on Bronny with the selection of his name. He grew up without a father, and because of it, he swore that he would always be there for his children so they never would have to live through what he had to. That reasoning led him to name his first son after himself, so that Bronny would always feel supported by his dad. And while the intention was surely the best, it might have made things more complicated down the road for the younger James. Few are the sons of NBA players that managed to get into the league and have a successful career, and so far, no former legend has seen his offspring make it into the league. Most of the time, the sons of former superstars are not that interested in playing basketball at all. That was the case for Michael Jordan's and Magic Johnson's kid, to name a few. On other occasions, they're just not good enough to make it into the NBA. But for those who do have the intention and the talent to try to become professional ballers, it's already a difficult task, to say the least. And when you add being the son of arguably the greatest basketball player of all time and sharing his name and then trying to have a professional career of your own, the pressure goes way up. Shareef O'Neal, the son of Shaquille O'Neal, acknowledged this reality in an Instagram post when he mentioned how hard it was for him and how much more difficult it must be for Bronny. His lineage and his name already attract people at his young age to watch him play. And while some of those people might be interested in having a sneak peek of what the future might look like for the NBA, others are just there to let him know all of the negative things that they think about him. Millions of people also follow him on social media. Most of them might be interested in getting to know what life is like on the James family household, but others will only follow him to scrutinize and criticize his every move, just as they do with his dad. Still, while that is part of the price that celebrities pay for living their own lives, Bronny sure has a great supporting cast, not only in his father, who's already an expert in dealing with the pressure and the hate, but also from all of his family and friends, and they certainly seem to have done an excellent job so far. Conclusion: Bronny has a long way to go, but the whole world will surely keep on talking about him for years to come. And we believe that he might be able to eventually become a great basketball player. But what do you think about him? Will he turn into an eventual star? Or do you believe that he's overrated? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to like the video and to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching with us, and as always, until next time.